Okay, so looking through my files, I can't find a 30-week update. I can't think off the top of my head what I was doing last week. But this is going to be my 31-week update because I'm 32 weeks today and I always recap the last week. So this will be my 31-week update. But I don't know where my 30-week update is. I'll look through. Maybe I've got it somewhere and I'm just missing it. Who knows? If there's a 30-week update video, then I found it. If there's not, I don't know where it went. I don't know if I did it or not. This making video stuff is actually pretty hard. So, 31-week update. Single digits. 9 weeks to go. Oh, that's coming quick. That's basically 2 months. So, what have we got? My weight as of this morning was 144 pounds. So I started at 121, I'm 144, that means I'm up 23 pounds, which looks like I'm gonna be more in the 35-pound range for weight gain for pregnancy, which isn't the end of the world. I was hoping to stay at 30 or under, and who knows, I might not make it. I might go just over 30, which doesn't bother me because that's what I need to gain. The baby is the length of a leek as of this week, which I'm feeling because the feet are definitely getting up into my ribs. I can't recall, I believe I did an update on my last midwife appointment in my 27 to 29 week. So I'm not going to do one now, but I will quickly review that video after I'm done recording here, just to make sure that I included it. If not, then I'll add a clip about my last midwife appointment. So, what have I got? Nursing update. This one's a hard one. This last week or two, depending on if I can find that other video, has been very, very trying and very difficult. The nursing aversion is in full force. Kaylee has I'd say about 5, maybe 7 minutes that she can nurse before I start cringing. I've tried a few different things. I'm taking my prenatal and I've added a calcium magnesium supplement to it as well, because that can be helpful in avoiding aversions. I don't know if I'm really seeing a difference or not. I can no longer side lie and nurse her. That position really, really bothers me. And we're not talking that it's annoying or hurts or I just don't want to do it anymore. I still really, really, really want to nurse her. I don't want her to wean. But it creates a lot of negative internal feelings. It creates kind of like a restless leg, or my skin is crawling. It's a sensation that affects you down to your core, and it's really hard to not just push her off in the moment and say, no, I'm done, no more. So the last week has been the hardest. I'm not gonna lie, there were multiple days that I cried. It has created a very emotional me, which is very unusual because I'm not someone who cries easily or very often. So the other day I was impressed just to make it 24 hours without crying. Because at some point, whether it be during the daytime, the middle of the night, whenever, something would trigger and I would start bawling. And so I want to say I'm like 2.5 days tear-free, which is great. I've decided that I'm going to night weaner. So she hasn't nursed at night since pre-Monday, so at least 4 days. Now, 3 of those 4 days, she woke up during the night. 1 of them she slept through the second day. And one of those nights that she woke up, she actually woke up twice, which is pretty unheard of for her right now. So they are definitely not easy evenings or easy nights. I'm willing to nurse her at nap time, and I'm willing to nurse her at bedtime. But those are the only 2 nursings that she gets in a day. She doesn't get to nurse at night. I lie down with her. Lay and lie, those 2 always get me grammatically. I will lay on her bed with her, and there are times, most of the time. There's been 1 or 2 wakings that this hasn't happened, where she gets really, really angry that I won't nurse her. She's flailing, she'll smack me, she's kicking, she's just incredibly upset for anywhere between 5 to 35 minutes. It can vary greatly. And she does eventually calm down, and I stay with her unless the smacking and the kicking gets out of hand and it's very purposeful at me. Then I get up and I sit on her rocking chair and leave her on her bed for a minute or 2, and I ask her a few times throughout that time if she's done hitting, like if she's not going to hit me anymore. And if she says yes, she's not going to hit me anymore, then I will come back on her bed and cuddle her. And that's usually actually when she calms down. And I have a mole. I think I've mentioned this before. I have a mole on my chest that she plays with, and that's when she'll lay down and just play with that. And it takes a while, but she'll fall asleep again. So it's created just some boundaries and some endpoints for me, so that I'm not kind of in this limbo stage where I can't handle it anymore, but I haven't really set any limits with her. So that is her limit, is she no longer nurses at night. So far it is okay, I guess. She will get used to it. I know I will get used to it. I know it will get emotionally easier, because right now I kind of feel like I'm betraying her and just leaving her to almost fend for herself, even though I'm right there with her. My husband and I are very attachment parents, and we follow the wait it out, not the cry it out. And it's really hard to see her struggle so much with it. And we've also been dealing with a lot of toddler type behaviors of hitting, throwing, just throwing things in general, throwing things at the animals, throwing things at us, just general normal toddler behaviors. But because I'm also night weaning her and she's been reduced down to 2 feeds a day, it just kind of compounds everything, and it has definitely been a difficult time. We've also, something else that has helped in the nursing aversion is we've switched positions. So I no longer nurse her on her bed. I can't side lie with her and nurse her anymore. I nurse her in her rocking chair. And it helps in a couple of ways. One, it's a different position. She straddles me, so her legs are on either side of my lap, kind of tucked on my side, and then she just leans against me. So one, the nursing aversion, if it's getting really strong, I can hold her head closer, kind of mush her face into my boob, which one forces her to close her eyes if she's having trouble falling asleep. But it just helps with the sensation. Sorry, rough couple of days. So I'm a little bit exhausted. And then it also helps in the fact that I'm on a rocking chair, so I'm rocking, which helps put her to sleep faster. But also, if the aversion gets to be too strong, I can start rocking faster. And it just kind of helps release some of that agitation. So we're going to continue with that for now. We're going to see how long we can hold out along that. I'm hoping it goes away. I really doubt it will, and that I'm going to be 9 more weeks. 9 more weeks of nursing aversion, and I hope that it goes away once the baby's born. After she falls asleep on me, I'm able to, so far 5 out of 6 times, transfer her to her bed. Yesterday at nap time, she woke up when I transferred her, and she was just up for the rest of the day. But generally, I can transfer her to her bed. She kind of wakes up, rolls over, and I just rub her back, or I play with her hair until she falls back asleep, and then I leave. So that's nursing. I don't think I have anything else on that. Next item of business. I don't really have notes again because everything feels pretty much the same. I'm starting to feel huge. I'm starting to feel breathless. I'm starting to become exhausted. I feel like the first trimester fatigue is back, and I don't know if it's the lack of sleep because I'm dealing with a toddler waking up at night. I don't know if it's just 3rd trimester fatigue. I don't know if it's because I'm not sleeping as well. I don't feel like I'm sleeping horribly. at night. I don't feel like I'm sleeping the greatest, but I don't feel like I'm sleeping horribly at night. Most nights I'm getting 8 to 9 hours of sleep, so that should be more than adequate, but maybe it's not. And then something I'm going to bring up with the midwives at my next appointment if I'm still feeling kind of draggy. My next appointment is next Friday, I think. I'm going to... My mind just went blank. I'm going to talk to them about rechecking my iron and seeing if maybe my iron is dropped down even more. It was low to begin with when they did my prenatal blood work before, and I'm wondering if maybe it's dropped even more, and I am truly anemic now, and that's why I'm so exhausted, because I'm very breathless, which again I know happens later in pregnancy because your diaphragm can't move as much, which means your lungs can't fill up, but I just feel like it came on really suddenly within the last week or two. Tired, breathless, just general like exhaustion. I have a really hard time getting up off the couch and just doing anything. Today was really successful. I've gotten 3 loads of laundry through. I've done a load of dishes. I tidied up the living room. But that required some Daniel Tiger videos and stuff like that to keep Kaylee preoccupied, because otherwise she just follows me around and wants up and wants to be held, and it's just getting to be a bit much. So I'm hoping it gets a little bit easier. I almost feel like it will be easier once the baby's here, because we talk about Baby Jones lots and talk about how Baby Jones is going to come out and Baby Jones is going to nurse and need mummy lots, but Baby Jones is also going to bring milk. So I'm hoping that will help her not hate Baby Jones and how much time the baby is going to take from me and how little time and attention I'm going to be able to give her. We're still going to do our best. She's going to be in swimming lessons when the baby's born, and I can't go swimming shortly after birth, so that will be daddy-daughter time. Right now the 3 of us go, and that will be daddy-daughter time. I'll go still probably. I might not. It depends on how tired I am that day. Maybe I'll stay home and sleep while they're at swimming lessons. Gives me an extra 45 minutes to an hour of sleep. If not, then we'll just get the baby dressed up and I will sit on the side and watch them swim while I nurse and hang out with the baby. Still don't know what the gender is. Everybody is still telling me boy. Either a lot of people have really good intuition, or a lot of people are going to be really disappointed or very shocked, because everybody is saying it's going to be a boy. Well, it's not going to be anything. It already is. And we just have to wait and find out. What else? Pubic symphysis. So that is coming back with a vengeance. I had like 2 or 3 good weeks where it wasn't bothering me at all. And now it's painful again. It's sore. It's difficult to get in and out of bed, roll over. It's doing okay-ish today, but I made sure to sleep on my back for most of the night last night because that's the only position that's truly comfortable. Kind of. Makes it hard to breathe, but it's truly comfortable in terms of my pelvis. So, I haven't been putting on the brace. I haven't been taking the lecithin. I actually haven't been doing that much about it, but it is getting worse, so it's something that I need to do. I don't think there's much more. I'll do a belly shot, and then I'm going to do TMI, and then I'll stop the video, and I'll just quickly touch base on my last video and see if I updated you guys on my midwifery appointment. And if I didn't, then I will insert a clip now before I do the belly shot. And if I did update you guys, then I will talk to you next week. Next week, 32 weeks, 8 weeks to go. Okay, so for those, I'll do the belly shot, say bye-bye, and then I will get into the TMI. I'm back in the room too, in my filming room. Oh, I feel like I'm getting too old for this. So there is a sideways belly. I guess normally I don't do this here. So sideways. It's been so long. Straight on. Definitely getting bigger. Definitely getting more breathless. I don't know why my shirt's acting so weird. There we go. Uh-oh. And that way. So definitely getting bigger. Still no stretch marks. Belly's getting pretty shiny. It's getting pretty stretched. But uterus is up to about there when I'm laying down, so it's really close to my sternum now. Belly button is sticking out. I don't know if you can see it at all, but it is sticking out definitely. So, for those of you that don't want to see TMI or hear about TMI, I'm not going to show you anything TMI. I will talk to you guys next week for 32 weeks. And for those of you that are sticking around, TMI. Let's see. What have I got? Hemorrhoids. No change there. Still not bothering me. I'm not really doing anything about it, but it's just kind of there, but really small. It's really, really not that big of a deal anymore. I'm worried about going on iron supplements if my iron is low, because I know that can cause constipation, or very commonly causes constipation, which constipation is a prime factor in hemorrhoids as well, and I really don't want them. So I'm hoping to not have to go on it, and if I do, I think they make slow release iron supplements that will reduce your chances of constipation. And then the only other thing that I've got, which I don't know if it's a pregnancy thing, I don't think it is, and I don't think it's a nursing thing, I think it's a combination thing, is, you know, the little, sorry, I don't want to go down too low so you see the mess, the little bumps around your nipples on your areola. I can't remember what they're called, but they normally stick out a little bit. They kind of look like little whiteheads or little pimples, but mine have become quite enlarged all the way around. So it's like if you were looking at a side profile of my nipple, it's my boob, the areola with all the bumps, and then my nipple, and then more bumps, and then boob. It actually, they're like half the length of my nipple, and my nipples stick out because Kaylee still nurses, so they're still very pre-stretched. So they still stick out, and the little bumps are, I want to say, like half the height of my nipple. I don't know if that's normal. I didn't have that when I was pregnant with Kaylee, and I didn't have that when I was nursing Kaylee. It's something that has happened now that I'm nursing her while I'm pregnant. There's still some nipple pain when she latches on, which I will gladly take the earth-shattering, someone is ripping my nipple off pain over an aversion any day, but unfortunately I kind of get both. So I'm getting the short end of the stick on both ends. But I'm not sure if that's normal or not. Leave a comment below if you know. I don't think it's an issue. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. But other than that, I will talk to you guys who stuck around later next week. 8 weeks to go. So close. I'm starting to feel like I'm about 10 months pregnant. So I'm ready for it to be over and done with. But at last, it's not. And I don't want the baby to come yet, because it would be way too early for the baby to come. I want a healthy baby that comes out when it's ready, probably around 40 weeks, and I will wait until then. But until then, I might do some complaining, because they're getting harder. I thought second pregnancy would be, yeah, I've done this before, it'll be a breeze, and labor probably will be like that. But my body is not going, hey, I've done this before, I know what to do. It's going, oh, not this again. So we'll see how it goes. I will talk to you guys next week. Bye.